When I was a little girl, there were these stories going around about the Smurf dolls coming to life. If you are a Gen Xer, you know what I'm talking about. You probably remember this craze. And then after that, around the year 2000, we had a worse doll yet. We got the infamous Furby. Do you remember that one? I knew I had one and I totally thought it was completely possessed. Hated it. After that, we have movies like Chucky, Annabelle, or Robert the Doll, and so many other things. But let's think about it. What if this is not just urban legends and movie witches? What if some dolls can actually become a vessel for evil spirits? What does that mean to you, to me, to the worry mom that has the heebie-jeebies about a doll, or to all witches? If this topic is something that interests you, stick around because I am so excited. It's coming up right now. Hello, my beautiful witches, blessed be. This is WhiteRaven over here. Today is Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. How are you? Welcome to the Witch's Lair. Welcome to one more Monday, and thank you so much for taking the time to be here with me. Some of you guys I know wait for my videos every week, which takes me. Remember that you need to hit that notification bell so you can get the notification when I publish every Monday, because I do it at different times on Mondays. But I am here on Mondays, and I'm here to share magic with you, to teach you what I learned. I've been here in YouTube for over 10 years, and everything I learned, I like to share with you. I want to be for you what I wish I had when I started this path of witchcraft, because it's very confusing and you don't know where to start. So I'm here to teach you my magic, and I welcome you. So if you want to stay in this channel, I will love to have you in this coven. Do not leave my video without subscribing, and again, hitting the notification bell so you can get my videos every week. I am also in Facebook. We can be friends there, WhiteRaven and Witch's Lair. And I also have a beautiful website, WhiteRavenandWitchesLair.com, in which I write blogs. And I also have products for most of your magical endeavors. So you can meet me in those two other places. Other than here, I do not work for people, but I take requests. If you have any requests or any suggestions for me to share a video here on this channel, that's where you will ask. Witches, did you notice that Miss Aida new book on figure candles is already out? I am so excited. I suggest for you to check it out. It's in Amazon. I'll put the link in the description of this video. I had the honor and the opportunity to put a little baby endorsement inside the book. Denise Alvarado and Silver Raven Wolf did the endorsements outside of the book, but I wrote a little bit inside, and I'm very excited, and I was very honored to be part of this whole project. I was dying to tell you. I will be reviewing the book over here for you, and perhaps we'll share a spell from the book. It is incredible because it's going to be a book on how to use figural candles. So check it out. It's Miss Aida new book. This is the image of the book right here, and I'm going to leave in the description of this video the link in Amazon for this book. Also, I want to show you that I got my Iron Gall ink. I am so excited. I got it today. If you missed the video last week, we were talking about a cursed letter and how to write this letter and the importance of the ink in that letter. So make sure to watch that video after watching this one. The black walnut ink, something happened to it. I guess it opened on the shipping process and they couldn't send it to me. I'm very down because I really wanted that one. So I'm going to be ordering it as well again. Today I have a great video for you guys and I'm very excited. So let's get into it. Like I tell you all the time, most of my videos are inspired by you, by your requests, or by your questions, or your concerns, or things that you have doubts, or whatnot. And this past week, I received an email from a mom that is very concerned about a doll that she has in her house. It's her daughter's doll. And she was asking me if the doll could possibly be possessed. And I think this is a really interesting topic that I want to discuss with you, because sometimes we make assumptions and we think some things, but I want to clear things out. By clearing things out, my whole purpose is to empower you, for you to understand what's up, what to do, and not to be afraid and not to be like freaking out. I want you to feel confident all the time about the situations, paranormal, spiritual, and whatnot, that you have surrounding you. It's really important for me that I make you feel secure and empowered. That's my whole purpose of this channel. So we're going to be talking about vessels, particularly dolls, okay? There's many things that could be vessels, but we're going to be talking about dolls today, otherwise the video will be too long. So today we're going to be talking about the mysterious world of possessed dolls, how they come about, how this happened, and what we can do about it. This video, of course, is going to be for witches, spiritual workers, collectors of antique items, concerned moms, and honestly, anybody that has ever felt the heebie-jeebies around a specific doll that you have in your house, in your grandma's house, so on and so forth. You don't need to fear it, witches, but you need to understand it and you need to be aware of what you have in your hands. And let's be real, witches, this idea of haunted dolls is not something new. Back in the late 70s and 80s, there was this wave of stories going around that Smurf dolls were coming alive. People swore they blink and they move throughout the night. Then we had the Furbies. Those creepy little things will talk at night. I know because I had one. Saying things that they weren't supposed to say. And some people said that they will keep on working even when the batteries were removed. Actually, some of these toys were banned in some countries. Not for these particular reasons, but they have been banned in certain countries. Furbies really freak out a whole generation. You know what? I can't wait to have a new one. But I would love to have one now. In any case, after all this, we saw movies like Chucky, which is such a popular and famous, powerful franchise. We got Annabelle, which is a real, true doll. It's a Raggedy Ann doll that is kept in the possession of the demonologist Lauren Warren. I don't know where that doll is right now. We have also that movie called Megan. And the infamous Robert the doll that lives in a museum in Key West. This doll is said that if you take a picture of it without asking permission or respecting it, bad things are going to happen to you. I'm going to show the image of this doll in the screen of this video, but rest assured that I didn't take this picture, so this is just an image from the internet. If you don't want to see it, then don't look at it. And this is just not fiction. I know it sounds ridiculous and sometimes they want to make you laugh, but in reality, this is not just fiction. They are real haunted dolls locked away in spirit collections. They're in museums and all over the world. Some of them are sealed behind glass, salt lines, because how active they still are. So yes, whether it's urban legends, childhood rumors, horror movies, or real life cases, the reality is that dolls have always have a very strong pull. Have you seen that island of dolls in Mexico? It's the creepiest thing ever. But why are spirits drawn to dolls? What makes a doll more than just a toy? Well, let's get into why spirits attach to dolls. Which is, spirits don't just choose random objects. They're not going to see my control over here and they're going to attach themselves to my control. They are drawn to things that feel human, emotional, or personal. And dolls are all of those. Let's talk about the perfect recipe, that perfect storm that will make a doll an open door, an open vessel for a spiritual attachment. Number one, if the doll has emotional imprint, meaning which is that this doll has been in contact with grief, with tragedy, with pain, with violence, with abuse, with a big trauma. You know what I mean. Number two, when a doll has been exposed to a very long term of attention and a lot of energy, especially if it's a doll that has been mixed with spiritual work. Number three, if this doll has very real human features, eyes, the face, the mouth, the nose, the hair, the body shape, that equals a total invitation. Number four, specific materials that some dolls are made out of. Like for example, hair, cloth, porcelain, wood. These things absorb energy. Number five, this doll has been exposed to a very strong spiritual environment. Death, rituals, conflict nearby, which is those are like spiritual USB drives. They hold whatever energy they're feed into them, especially when the conditions are right. Are these spirits always bad? Not necessarily. Sometimes you get protectors. Some other spirits are very curious. And some other spirits are just spirits that are left behind. But it's not about being afraid, witches, okay? It's about being aware. And how does this relate to us as witches? How does this affect us as witches? So here's the thing, witches, and this is something that I want you to be very aware of, and I want you to understand. As witches, we are beacons. There's no other way around this. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Because the more powerful we become, the more bright is this beacon. And you want to be powerful because you want your magic to work, right? You want to manipulate energy. But having said all that, we become really bright beacons to the spiritual world. And sometimes there are things that we don't want that get very curious about the beacon that we are. Our homes, our altars, our tools, they hold energy. And sometimes that energy can attract the wrong things. So why do we have to be extra careful with dolls and effigies that we may have in our space? Number one, be very mindful if they come from a secondhand store. I am not a big fan of dolls that are purchased secondhand. Also, be very mindful of dolls that are made by someone else, specifically if they are puppets or voodoo dolls. Important, which is be extremely mindful. Do not be using the same puppet in and out for different spells, especially if it's baneful magic. When you use a puppet and you use it for one person, don't rinse and use again. If it's baneful magic, you need to get rid of that puppet. Do not keep it around. That is a potential vessel. It's really important, which is that you are aware of the things that you have at home. Make sure that you clean your stuff continuously. Choose a date of the week to do all your cleansing. And don't be afraid, but trust your gut. Simple. So now let's talk about some signs that will tell you that some dolls are holding a spirit. Number one, you feel watched. You're around this doll and you feel the heebie-jeebies, you get goosebumps, and you just do not feel right. Feels like she's actually looking at you. Get rid of it. Number two, your pets act weird around it. If you have cats or dogs, you may want to pay attention to their reaction around this particular doll, especially if you already feel some type of way about it, because they will let you know. Number three, you have strange dreams involving this doll. That, to me, that is one of the strongest signs, because in my particular case, I communicate through my dreams. If this is something that you do as well, make sure that you pay attention to your dreams. Number four, the doll seems like it's moving. You put her here yesterday and your doll was leaning just like this against her left side, and tomorrow she's just laying down in another part of the house and you don't live with anybody else. That is also a sign. Number five, and there's many other things, which is the energy in the room feels weird. Ever since you put that doll in there, or ever since a couple of weeks ago that this happened in the house, I'm feeling weird in this area of the house that has the doll. What's going on? Pay attention to those feelings. Trust your gut feelings, which is they're trying to tell you something. The better you get at this, the better you get at catching unusual things out of the norm in your house. Because even if you're a witch, when you're a witch, you're exposed to a lot of things moving in your house. You're a witch, there's many things that are in your surrounding with you and in your same environment. But you are going to know what feels right and what feels off. So you need to pay attention to your gut feelings when it comes to this as well, okay? Do not discard this. So let's say that you see this video and you check all the boxes. Okay, you check all the boxes. Yeah, WhiteRaven, what you're telling me, that's exactly what's happening. So what do I do now? How do we clean or get rid of this doll? What do we do? You're going to cleanse, and you can cleanse by smoking, with herbs, with incense, with tobacco. Sprinkle with salt. If it's smaller, you can even bury it in a little jar with salt. Leave it overnight outside and clean it up that way. You can pass it to the flame of fire and clean it with that. You can add to the fire some camphor, for example, and when the camphor is burning and the smoke of the camphor is burning, then you pass the doll through all that to cleanse any type of residual energy away. So let's say that this is not a doll purchased in a secondhand store. Let's say this is your daughter's doll. Something is going on with that doll that you do not trust. Let's say, and let me make a parenthesis because this is really important. No quiero meter cizaña. I don't want to be like poking the business. But hear me out, witches. If you are a divorced witch, I don't want to put stuff in your head, but hear me out, okay? And be smart about what I'm telling you, okay? Discern, which is discern your situation. But let's say you're divorced and you have shared custody with your ex, and you have to leave your child in your ex house every other week. Which is, be very careful, especially if you don't get along with the woman that is married now to your ex and you feel that she's evil and she perhaps is trying to do evil to you or to your child. She can send a doll charged already with your child. So let's say you're a mom, you send your child to your ex-husband to stay for the weekend. She comes back and she has a doll with her that you do not like, that is giving you the heebie-jeebies. So how do you get rid of it? Hear me out, witches. Number one, you're going to wrap that doll in either aluminum foil or a black cloth, and you're going to bury it far away from you. You can bury it at the crossroads, and the important of the crossroad is, which, and this is why I talk so much about the crossroads, and I know it's hard, okay? I know it's hard. There's spirits that go through the crossroads. They come in and out and they take away. Okay, that is the beauty of the crossroads. You have spirits that come and take. It's a very busy intersection of spirits. They come and take. All right, so it's great to leave things in the crossroads for that reason, because they're taken away by the spirits. All right, that's why I tell you all the time, leave it at a crossroads. But if you don't have a crossroads, make sure to bury this doll, wrap it, either aluminum foil or black cloth, wrap it and bury it. You can release or banish the spirits that lives inside that doll. But hear me out, because there's a way of doing things safely. It is important that this energy is sent back somewhere, either where it came from, or you can send it to the elements, like for example, to Mother Earth, to be neutralized. Now, you probably have heard that it's not usual to burn certain things in order to destroy them. Well, if the doll is a vessel, and if you burn this vessel, what happens is that energy is just released, because the fire is not going to kill that energy. So you must banish this energy first. Personally, witches, if I had this situation, I'm going to wrap this doll in a black cloth, wrap it like a little mummy, and I'm going to bury it to Mother Earth. And while it's buried, I'm going to ask Mother Earth to neutralize it. I don't want that energy bothering anybody else. I want that energy to be be neutralized, to be just clean energy again. That's what I would do. Now, just because I know that you probably are thinking this, because you guys are smart people, so I know you guys are thinking, so WhiteRaven, are my daughter's dolls, are my kids' toys and dolls a potential vessel to dark spirits? Hear me out, witches, and pay attention. The answer is, come over here, no. Okay? So don't freak out. Mom, don't freak out. Witch, don't freak out. Hear me out, okay? Long-term attention by itself from a child to a doll is not enough to create a vessel. This energy is loving, imaginative, and very playful. This energy does not automatically will turn a doll into a vessel. It is when this attention is combined with something really heavy, like I said earlier, like abuse, like trauma, like pain, like violence and sadness, grief. If there's spiritual activity in the house, then this is when that object could potentially, because even though it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn into a vessel, but this is when you have to pay attention to things that are happening, perhaps with your daughter or your son. If you see them talking to an imaginary friend, don't be so quick to judge that an imaginary friend is just that. It could be many things. So this is when you as a mom or you as a witch needs to start digging in and see what's going on. Spirits are not just looking for attention. They are going to be drawn to emotionally charged energy, especially if there's some type of crack or open door in the spiritual environment. So no, to give you peace of mind, your child's Barbie is not going to be possessed. But a doll kept beside a sick bed or present during spiritual rituals or trauma, That witches is a different story, so be very aware. Think of dolls like empty houses, and these empty houses are full of light. But if the conditions are right, the door is left open, witches. Something may come inside. I want to close this video with something positive, which is because this video is not about being afraid. It's about being aware. This is part of our lives as witches. We are going to encounter things that most people do not encounter. And if you are a wary mom because of dolls that your children have, I want to empower you. Understand that you got what it takes to take care of the situation. Dolls, like many other things, can be vessels also for good stuff, like healing, protection, power. On the same token, if you have a child that you have to share with an ex-husband and that ex-husband's near wife is evil, you can charge a doll to be the protector of your child. Give it to your child so your child can have it with him or her while they are visiting your ex. So it's a beautiful thing that you can do for your child with a doll. You can even make a doll to have ancestral connections. Just because they're dolls, that does not mean they're automatically evil. If you're a worried mom that you're watching this video because your kid has a doll that is giving you a weird feeling, breathe. It doesn't mean that is something wrong, but if your gut feeling is telling you to check into it, it's okay to cleanse the space. Say a prayer, move the doll, get rid of it, and trust your instincts because they're there for a reason. And for my witches out there, this is another reminder that we are always working with energy. Be responsible with your tools, witch. Listen to your spiritual team and don't ignore those little subtle changes. So the next time that you feel something off about a doll, don't panic. Trust your intuition, cleanse, and remember, you are in charge. Stay grounded, stay wicked, and watch who's watching you. And that's it, witches. Let me know, please share with me down below in the comments your experiences. Have you seen one of your dolls move? Do you think one of your dolls has ever been a vessel? Tell me about the urban legends in your side of this world. I want to know what you've done, what you have experienced. If you have any questions, also drop them in the comments down below in this video. I'll be reading the comments. I always do. You can also email me any questions in my website, WhiteRaven&WitchesLair.com, or you can go into my Facebook page, WhiteRaven and Witches Lair, and you can message me there. Remember that I do not work for people. If you want a spell, I'm going to tell you to come here into my channel and go through my videos because there's many spells in here that you can use for your situation. So I do not work for people, do not do magic counseling. Please make sure to subscribe. Give me some love, even if it's just a heart, which is, I feel I'm so close to the 100,000 subscribers. This is my dream. I don't know, it's taking so long. Oh my gosh. Please share, love, comment. I love you all. And remember, witches, that in life, we need to stay very smart because knowledge is power. You must research and study. The only way that you know all these things, when you know, you comprehend, you're in charge, witches. But with all that knowledge, you need to discern, right? And you have to stay so very wicked. Mwah. See you next Monday. Bye.